Hello, welcome back to my channel where today I'll be doing a tattoo tour of all 24 of my tattoos. My first tattoo is this Carousel Horse on my arm. I wanted to go big for my first tattoo because I know that one day I want to be completely covered in tattoos, so I wanted to start out with something that was a good size to put things around. And I'm really happy I did because I really love this tattoo. It's one of my all-time favourite tattoos. So he's based off two main things. The first thing is my holidays as a child. We used to go to the beach a lot. The end of piers in England always used to have carousels. They don't really have them anymore. I think it's for safety reasons. But I remember a lot of holidays where we used to go on these carousels, and I absolutely adore carousel rides. They had one here recently for the Christmas market and I went on it so many times. I just really like a carousel horse. And then it's also based off Mary Poppins, the movie version made by Disney, because it's one of my all-time favourite movies. So the frame that's going around him is specifically based off the frame they jump through to get to the world where the cartoon horses actually are. I just like that it's a nice subtle reference to the movie without being in your face Mary Poppins. My second tattoo is this monster logo underneath my knee. This is a logo from the Quiet Monster Cafe, which still kind of exists but doesn't really exist. They still have a TikTok where you can see the monsters dancing, but the actual restaurant itself doesn't exist anymore. But it was a restaurant in Tokyo, Japan that I went to when I went to Japan that I absolutely adored and fell in love with. Just going there made me realise I wanted to go more extreme with my style, as you can see. That definitely did happen over the years. So I just really like that reminder of my favourite holiday and also a place where I felt really comfortable and really inspired to get into more clowncore makeup. My third tattoo is on my back and they are the starters from Pokemon Pearl and Diamond. I am a huge fan of Pokemon. If you've seen my channel before, you'll know that I have a lot of Pokemon cosplays. I also have another Pokemon tattoo coming up, but we'll talk about that later. But I chose these ones as my first Pokemon tattoo because it was the first game I ever played, and also they kind of represent my siblings because we all played that game together. So I put them in age order, so Turtwig is my older sibling, Chimchar is me, and Piplup is my younger sibling. I just think it's a nice sibling tattoo without being a really obvious sibling tattoo. I do have a more obvious sibling tattoo which is coming up really soon, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. My fourth tattoo is my first flash piece. It's this poison bottle on my stomach. I got this because I really like Pirates of the Caribbean, the movies and the rides. I wanted something that represents that. I also feel like it kind of matches my dad because my dad has a big pirate skull on his leg. So it feels like we kind of have matching tattoos. They're really like matching style-wise tattoos. I really like this tattoo, but I think if I got it today, I'd get it a different colour. We went for a more realistic like bottle green. I think I'd get it brighter if I was going to get it nowadays. But I do really like it, and it's the only tattoo on my stomach currently, so I really want to build off it at some point. Number 5 is Fancy Man Mr. Crow. This is a creation by my younger sibling, and both me and my older sister both have this tattoo. Theirs just doesn't have the cloud underneath. So he's like a little character. He's a man wearing a crow mask with a top hat. I just think he's really cute. My older sister got him first and then I got him after. And he's sitting on a little pink cloud because I really like Peter Pan. In the Peter Pan ride in Disney, they have these pink clouds above the queue. So it's kind of just based off that. It's not an exact recreation, but that's the idea behind it. Number 6 is my lucky cat tattoo. I actually collect lucky cats. I just really like them. I don't have many here because I've recently moved house, but I do have a bigger collection in my family home. And then he's sitting on a yellow rose because it's my grand's favourite flower, and my grandpa used to always buy them for her. So they were always in her house, so they remind me of both my grandparents. My gran was still alive when I got this tattoo, but my grandpa had already passed away. But now that they're both passed away, it kind of represents my love for them and how much I appreciated them. Number 7 is a Clockwork Droid from Doctor Who. I used to be such a big fan of Doctor Who. I haven't watched it in years. I haven't watched the new one. I know I really should, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But this tattoo is of the alien from my favourite Doctor Who episode, which is The Girl in the Fireplace, which is a David Tennant episode. And I felt like he just was going to go with my vibe because I do a lot of clowncore inspired makeup, and Venetian masks kind of have that same feel to them. I kind of want to get another Doctor Who tattoo, which feels weird because I don't watch it anymore, but I really like the nostalgia of Doctor Who. Rather than the actual series, I like the nostalgia. My 8th tattoo is from Alice in Wonderland. It's a sign that says Moan Rat, and we did kind of a tie-dye effect behind it. I just really like Alice in Wonderland. I grew up watching the cartoon and I've read the book so many times. So I really wanted something that represented Alice in Wonderland, but a lot of the Alice in Wonderland style of art, I absolutely adore it, but it doesn't really go with my tattoos. So instead we went for this and then changed the colour so it matched my aesthetic a little bit more. It's not my favourite tattoo, it's probably my least favourite tattoo actually, but I think it fits really well with the tattoos around it. Like I think the shape of it just works really well on my arm, so I'm not mad about it. My 9th tattoo is actually my favourite tattoo. It's a planchette on the back of my arm. I'm really sad I got it on the back of my arm because I want to be able to see it because again it is my favourite tattoo. Kind of wish I got it on my thighs instead, but but I just think it's really cool. I got this because I believe in ghosts. I don't think you should be summoning ghosts, I think you should just leave them alone. So I've never actually used an Ouija board, but I really like the aesthetic of a Ouija board, so that's what I got for my belief in ghosts. I feel like I should get an actual ghost tattoo, like maybe just a little one, a little cute one. Especially now that I live in York, which is one of the most haunted cities in Europe, I feel like I should definitely get another ghost tattoo. My 10th tattoo is my Fantasia tattoo on the back of my leg. This is the biggest tattoo I have and it was so painful. The knee ditch right at the top of the tattoo, I do not want to do that again. I still have to get the other side done and I'm really not looking forward to that. But anyway, I really like this tattoo. It's based off the movie Fantasia, which is a really old Disney movie. I used to watch this all the time at my grandparents' house. They had it on VHS because everything was VHS back then. So we didn't have many movies. We just watched the same movies over and over and over again. And Fantasia was one of those movies. I just really like classical music. My grandpa used to also really like it because of the classical music, and he was a classical musician. So it really does just remind me of my childhood and like happy childhood memories. Number 11 is my balloon tattoo on my foot. This balloon is inspired by It, the Stephen King novel, specifically the movie, the new movie version 2016, just because I really like that film. It's one of my favourite films, and I think I might get Pennywise at some point, but right now I just have the balloon. Number 12 is my smallest tattoo, and it's this little heart tattoo on the side of my foot. It is rubbing off slightly, it's just at an angle on my foot where it rubs against my shoes a lot, so I feel like it does need a touch up, but I have this because I just think it looks really cute. Tattoos 13 and 14 actually go together, so I'm going to talk about them both simultaneously. These tattoos are for Lady Macbeth and Macbeth from Macbeth, the Shakespeare play, because it's my all-time favourite Shakespeare play. Not my all-time favourite play, that's Tamburlaine, but it's definitely my favourite Shakespeare play. So for these tattoos, I decided Macbeth was going to be represented with pink and Lady Macbeth was going to be represented with blue. And I kind of used these colours to tell the story of Macbeth. So in the Macbeth dagger, there's a blue circle behind it to represent Lady Macbeth's influence. And on the Lady Macbeth dagger, I put a gem on top of it to represent the crown, and I used it in Macbeth's colour to show that Lady Macbeth is actually the one wearing the crown. I'm just a bit of a nerd when it comes to Shakespeare. I have an English degree. I'm allowed to be very nerdy when it comes to Shakespeare. If you have an English degree and you don't like Shakespeare, I feel really sorry for you because you would have been forced to read so much Shakespeare. And if you don't like it, that actually sounds like torture. Tattoo number 15 is my Dead Love Heart. I got this because it's my favourite My Chemical Romance song, and also this gap is just perfect for a heart. I know I already have a heart tattoo and they're very similar, but this one has words in it, it's also a lot bigger. It's also a Love Heart Sweet, so it's a little bit more 3D. I just think it looks really cute and it really fits this gap in my arm. Tattoo number 16 is this mouse on my ankle. This was a flash piece, I just saw it and fell in love with it. A lot of people in my family call me Mouse. All of the siblings have a different animal and mine just happens to be a mouse. So I felt like it really represented that. I also just love that they're eating a little strawberry. I think it's just really cute, and the ribbon around it is a really nice touch. I believe I changed the colour of the ribbon, I can't quite recall, but I think the ribbon was originally pink and I changed it to green. I'm not quite sure why I made that decision, but I do like the green ribbon. Number 17 was also a flash piece, and it's this rosy maple moth, and it's on the other side of my ankle. This is my first tattoo I got in the Netherlands, so I was so excited to get this tattoo. I feel like it just suits me really well. My favourite colour scheme is definitely pink and yellow. So it fits really well into the rest of my leg and also into the more cutesy style of tattoos I'm starting to get now. There's not much to say about this one, I just think it's really cute and felt like it fit my aesthetic. Tattoo number 18 is another Pokemon tattoo. It's an Apom on the inside of my arm. He looks really faded in these videos, but it's actually because he's meant to be a pastel tattoo. I think one day I might have to go in and outline him because the little star that he's holding, you just can't see it. It's a little blue star, but I think because of the tone of my skin, it's kind of just faded away. So while I really like this tattoo, it was definitely more of an experiment to see if pastel tattoos could hold up on my skin, and I think the answer is they don't really suit me. My 19th tattoo is Skimble Shanks from Cats because I really love this movie, specifically the 1998 version, not the 2019 version. We ignore that version, we pretend it didn't happen. I was obsessed with the 1998 version when I was a kid. I watched it, no joke, every Monday for years on end. I was obsessed with this movie. Apparently I've seen it live. I don't remember seeing it live because I was so little. And I just wanted to get my favourite cat tattooed. So Skimble Shanks is the railway cat. Not my favourite song, but he is my favourite cat. My favourite song is Rum Tum Tucker, and I really do like Rum Tum Tucker, but I just have an affinity for the railway cat. I just really like the set for the railway cat, how it falls apart, and how they're just like spinning umbrellas to make the train move. It just sticks in my mind a lot more than any of the other scenes, so that's why I went with Skimble. Tattoo number 20 is a gap filler on my leg, and it's the Hourglass from Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Hourglass. We had to put it at a little angle because we didn't want to make it too small, but when we put it at the angle we realised that the colours of the Hourglass match up perfectly with the colours of the Fantasia tattoo behind it, so it was just the perfect decision, the perfect fit for that little gap. Tattoo number 21 is bubble tea. I'm obsessed with bubble tea. I drink it pretty much every day. My favourite currently is peach doubled green tea from T4. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It has the green tea jelly. Absolutely adore it. I used to always have lychee with lychee pearls, but my favourite bubble tea shop, which is Cha Time, doesn't exist up here. If you ever want to get obsessed with bubble tea, I will gladly get you obsessed with bubble tea. I have dragged literally everyone from my work to a bubble tea shop and asked them to get one, and pretty much everyone likes them because it's just tea, and everyone I know is English, and English people love tea. So tattoos number 22 and 23 are actually another pair, so I'm going to talk about them together, and they are my Care Bear knees. So when I was trying to decide what I wanted on my knees, I knew I wanted something with circles that could go on my kneecaps, as that way when the knee bends they're not going to warp quite as much. And my mind went straight to Care Bears because I absolutely adore Care Bears, and they've got circular stomachs so they go perfectly on the kneecaps. They do definitely get warped when I bend my knee, but you can still tell what they are regardless of whether my knee is bent or straight, so I feel like they were a good choice, and I just think they're really adorable. And finally, tattoo number 24 is my newest tattoo, which is my Pacha tattoo. So this was a flash piece. I saw it on TikTok and I fell in love with it instantly, and it is still healing now, so I'm sorry about the footage being a little bit disgusting because it is quite peely still. I really want to get more cutesy, brightly coloured tattoos because a lot of my older tattoos are slightly more neo-traditional in style, in the sense where they're a little bit darker than I would get nowadays. I really want to have this half of my body be a lot more poppy, a lot more cartoony and very cutesy, so I'm really looking forward to actually completing the rest of my tattoo suit. But yeah, that is all my tattoos. I kind of just wanted to run through it as a crash course rather than focusing too much on each tattoo. So if you do want to know more information about my tattoos, please leave your questions down below in the comments and I will try and get to you on those. But with that said, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like down below and subscribe as I post a new video every single Thursday, and I'd love to see you again. Until then, bye!